Welcome to Belmont Park, also known as the Championship Track, the third jewel of the Triple Crown. To conquer the New York Marathon of horse racing, one must overcome a dozen challenging furlongs, as well as expectations and aspirations of an entire field of world class athletes. While there are no Triple Crown prospects again this year, 19 horses will vie for Empire State immortality. The Belmont offers a purse and a prestige just as magnificent and enduring. Can Luck of the Irish repeat the magic of Derby Day? Will, as stated, win back to back Triple Crown races? Or will another 3-year-old be draped with the blanket of white carnations? Who will hoist the August Belmont Trophy? For Chris Lewis's Google Sheets based horse racing simulation dynasty fantasy league, this is the second running of the Belmont Stakes. And we welcome you to a rainy Belmont Park. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jimmy Rakes, your stride by stride guide for a dozen races tonight, culminating in a pair of stakes races and concluding, of course, with the Belmont Stakes. As you can see there, we've got a rainy night tonight. The dirt track running wet fast. That's a great phrase. Love that. Wet fast. Turf track is yielding, and the synthetic track will be running fast. For a little more info and a preview of today's action, probably a lot more info, of course. Here's our host, Chris Lewis.
Thanks, Jimmy. And yeah, how about it, guys? Rain today.
Let's do it.
All right. So, hey, the big storylines for today, of course, are the Belmont Stakes and the Metropolitan Handicap, known more colloquially as the Met Mile. Um, the Belmont Stakes is just as much prize money as the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. It's tied for the third biggest prize of the whole year, so it counts just as much. So, big night. All right, as Jimmy mentioned earlier, there won't be a Triple Crown winner this year. The Kentucky Derby winner that was seeking the Triple Crown, trying to keep that going last time out, was Luck of the Irish from Kalen Stable. Finished second in the Preakness, so that won't do it for Triple Crown hopes, but still a great finish. Uh, in the Preakness, he was upset, Jimmy, by As Stated.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Congrats to you. And As Stated is a grade D horse. So if we look back at our Triple Crown history, we've had the three races last year and two this year. Uh, D grade horses have won three of them, and A grade horses have won two of them. And of course, B and C grade horses should be more likely to win than D grade horses, but uh,
That's
upsets
crazy.
happen. Yeah,
Sorry. That's
yeah, it is. Upsets happen. All right, some more on tonight. The horses are back. Seven stables took day six off. Only two are taking today off. So we got 20 horses in the Met Mile and 19 in the Belmont. I think we only had nine in the Preakness. Um, and that was enough to produce a big upset win. So these fields are loaded. The horses are going to look small, and Jimmy, you're going to have your work cut out for you.
of course.
Yeah. All right, the Belmont. Here's the field. You got let's see, you got As Stated out of the in the five spot, and Lucky the Irish coming out of the sixth post position. So shoulder to shoulder, the two Triple Crown race winners so far. And a lot of the B grade and C grade horses are back in this one. They're a lot of them are better rested from having taken the Preakness off. And then, of course, we need to mention Sounds of the Void is the other A grade horse in the field. Um, but I'm just absolutely stacked. 19 horses, anything could happen. A few horses without any career prize money, hoping to maybe surprise us like As Stated did last time out. I should mention, if Luck of the Irish gets the win, he'll have three career stakes wins. And in the last broadcast, I misspoke. I said that Luck of the Irish would be the first horse with three career stakes wins. But I forgot that Pernicious has already done that and is the only horse to have done that. But Luck of the Irish could tie Pernicious in all-time stakes wins, and with a win tonight would take over all-time most prize money in the history of our league. So that's the Belmont. We also have the Met Mile Metropolitan Handicap, and it's got 20 horses, even more than 19. Uh, Two of them are A-grade horses going shoulder to shoulder way here on the outside. Apology accepted and Checkmate, who we've only seen once ever. The other A-grade horse is out of the one position, so they're almost bookending the field. That's Beach Carrot. Intention, who took quite a while to get that first win, uh, got it and is now uh, in the number two post position next to her teammate Beach Carrot. But 20 horses, uh, only what is it, four D grade horses, and that means 16 that are better than that. Uh, Loaded field. Oh, I missed it. Let's see. Can I go back? Cafe La Food is making her season debut, and she's only raced once ever. And I believe, yeah, it was a stakes race win. She got drafted in the 2-year-old draft last year, sat out all those weeks just to show up in the Breeders' Cup, win a ton of money, a stakes win, go into the offseason, then come into this season and take the first 6 days off, but to show up in the Met Mile now undefeated. Uh, yeah, career undefeated. All right, I was able to catch up with Alex earlier. He wasn't able to join us live, but so Jimmy, maybe you can help me with Alex's answers.
Will
I
do.
asked, I asked him, you've had early success in stakes races. You've only participated in three, but it includes a win and a second place finish. Name me your first pet won the Kentucky Oaks. What did it mean for your stable to get that first stakes win?
Well, that win meant everything to our team. All the hard work and dedication that all of our teammates have put into the season all culminated into that win.
All right, and then I asked him, hey, you have an A grade horse debuting in HRFL this year. Uh, she's only been in one race so far. I feel like she's the league's best kept secret. She finished second in the Saudi Cup, and we get to see her for only the second time ever today. What are your expectations for Checkmate in the Met Mile?
Well, we have high expectations for Checkmate. We knew when our analysts were evaluating her during the expansion draft that she had a lot of miles on her. She's 6 years old, but we felt like she still had a lot left in the tank and feel like she's going to do that in the Met Mile this weekend.
All right, I think I might have misquoted a couple words in that, but
You fumbled my there.
um, yeah, we wanted to thank
We
Alex.
got the gist of it.
Yeah, we wanted to thank Alex for joining us earlier, answering our questions. I want to share with you guys. I don't know how many weeks ago it was now. Let me think. Two, four, I think 5 weeks ago, I found out that Alex's horse, Name of Your First Pet, won the Kentucky Oaks. You all found that out on the next Sunday. Um, and Alex had already told me he wanted to put Checkmate in the Met Mile. So I knew that for the Preakness Day, I was going to interview the Kentucky Derby winner. And then I figured for the next day, I wanted to interview Alex because it was the Oaks win and Checkmate would be back. So I've been waiting 5 weeks for this interview. Uh,
Nice.
all right. Here are the standings updated since the last time out. And the big change one I'm highlighting here is Jimmy with
Oh,
the win in the Preakness jumped from 13 to 9 and is right in the thick of it now. $50 behind Charlie's stable. And less than 4,000 behind Christian's. Um, so yeah, really right in it. Kaylin grew her lead from a narrow just about 5 grand to quite a bit more with the second place finish in the Preakness. Uh, so that's it. Yeah, Jimmy coming on up with that win. All right, Jimmy,
just
Dark Horse
speaking of Jimmy,
Detective.
yeah,
Yeah.
how about it? All right. Well, speaking of Jimmy, and about a minute ago, speaking of Alex, we're going with one of Alex's horses tonight. Um, I'm kind of hedging because it's the quad laser, and you cannot defeat the quad laser, or at least we
And
thought that
you
until
cannot.
second race of the quad laser's career. Um, but so I'm gonna hedge and say the quad laser to show likes the distance, maybe not this far, but I think he's gonna run well tonight. Loves the turf though, and think the quad laser will do well. That's race 10, not one of the last allowance race before our pair of stakes races. So again, the quad laser to show in race 10.
All right. Yeah, looking forward to that. That's a big field too. And certainly a long shot. An E-grade horse amongst a bunch of C's and D's.
You want your
So
dark horse, you got it. All right.
yeah, that's right. So all right, we'll watch for that in race 10. Jimmy, there's the rainy track. About ready to head out there?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll see if we got some mutters out here
That's right.
in these
Okay,
12 races tonight.
here's the first one.
All right. First race we're running on the turf. It's running fast. I got to write that down. Make sure
Yielding, I think.
it's yielding. The turf is yielding. The dirt's running wet fast
Wet
and the
fast.
synthetic is fast. Okay.
Yeah.
Yielding. There we go.
Synthetic tracks are substantially less impacted by the rain, so it's still running fast. We got a really long race here, 11 and a half furlongs on the turf. Jimmy, what
Nice.
sticks out to me right away is two things. One is Andrew has more than half the field. Four horses in this one. I don't know
Best 4 out of 7
if he's
he's
joined us
going
here.
for.
That's him. He says, yes, sir. Uh, and the other thing is that Olong Johnson, the other owned horse in the race, Zach's horse, already has two career wins as a 3-year-old. So has a chance as a J grade horse to get to 3 now.
Indeed.
All
I think
right.
that's all I got.
Okay, here we
That's
go
it.
then to the turf track.
So the wet turf track. Look
Raining.
at that rain coming down. And it looks like they're in the gates and they're off. First race of the day, Windy City out fast, followed by Olong Johnson now with an even faster start. Almost Yankee there as well. Palace Guard, Calamity, Cleventricus, and Junior Bacon rounding out our 7 horse field. But Olong Johnson is leaving the other 6 in the dust. We're way past the halfway point. Olong Johnson might finish before a lot of them get to the third waypoint. But anyway, Olong Johnson, huge lead. Windy City and Cleventricus, Calamity, Palace Guard, going to be close for second and third. Calamity now up there, but Olong Johnson by more than 2 lengths over the field. Windy City, Calamity fighting for second. Junior Bacon, Cleventricus trying to make a run, and it's going to be Windy City with the place Palace Guard to show, followed by Junior Bacon, Cleventricus, Calamity, and Almost Yankee. Kind of a snoozer there, Chris.
Yeah, hey, congrats to Zach. I
Yes, congrats
suppose
to Zach.
I suppose it was a snoozer, but Olong Johnson's performance, that was something.
It was.
Dominant win. Andrew says not quite worst case for him, but
Indeed. 4 horses and just one of the top 3 there.
yeah. All right. Well, hey, congrats to Zach.
All right.
Let's move right
Zach
along
getting us
here.
started here with a victory.
Next one, Jimmy, 8.5 furlongs on the turf. Anybody stick out to you here?
No, no. I'm mad at you, obviously, with the 2 victories, and my boy Body Surfer as well. But no, I'm expecting a closer race this time than the last one. But
Sure. Hey, that's not such a long shot prediction.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it looks like it could be real close on paper. A lot of H grade horses.
Indeed. All right, back out to the turf, the wet fast turf, and they're off. Database Conspire setting the pace early. Star Ringo taking the lead. Swanson now up with the top group. Star Ringo setting the pace. Swanson there in second. The Haunt now up in the third with Body Surfer. I'm Mad at You. Preeminence, Conspire, Database, Eye Candy, the trailer, but Star Ringo past the halfway point, keeping the lead. Body Surfer a half length behind and might catch him. Swanson there in third, staying close as we come down the stretch. Star Ringo, small lead. It's a 3-horse race. I'm Mad at You trying to make it 4, but it's Star Ringo, Body Surfer, Swanson. Preeminence trying to make a run, but it's a three-horse race, and it's going to be a photo finish. It's really close. Star Camaringo Swanson, and it's Star Camaringo holding off Swanson for the win for Stefan. As we said, Swanson with the place for Nate, Conspire, the show, and no owner of Conspire. Body Surfer, the Haunt, Preeminence Database, I'm Mad at You, and Eye Candy rounding out the field. Stefan, the winner, Star Ringo.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
it was. Held him off.
Yeah, we need
Congrats.
a replay of that.
All right, yeah, let's check it out. So he had a pretty healthy lead. Uh, and then Body Surfer and Swanson really caught him. But not enough to pass him. I mean,
Right there.
it was almost a three-way tie at the end here for a while. Look, not enough. They just kind of held steady.
Right there. Just
Yeah.
you're not passing.
Inspire might have won if the race was half a furlong longer with the speed they had coming at the end. All right. Hey, you called a much closer race in race number 2.
Nice.
Congrats, Stefan.
All right, on to race 3. Looks like Andrew's got a bunch of them in this one as well.
Okay.
All females on the synthetic track. And got some winners. But yeah, it's more than half the field G grade. So should be another close one.
Yeah, they'd be your favorites, and 3 of them have career wins. Mount Timpanogos looks like Deliberate Speed and Gefilte Fish.
Yeah, we got some tongue twisters in here. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah. 12 of them. Yeah, I know Superfluous Pizzazz is one of your favorite horses to call races for. All right, hey,
All right,
for the first time, we're seeing our wet synthetic track.
let's do it.
All right, they're in the gate.
And they're off. Mount Timpanogos out early, followed by Ping Pong, the Rural Juror, the Wet Bandit now up into first. No fanfare making its way up into the top group, but right now it's the Wet Bandit and Mount Timpanogos setting the pace as we approach the halfway point in the backstretch. Mount Timpanogos trying to build a lead. The Rural Juror surging right now past the halfway point. The Wet Bandit there in third. No fanfare now up into third. The Rural Juror takes the lead. No fanfare right behind. And right now, 2-horse race, no fanfare, trying to pull away. No fanfare. AI Handshake now up into second. The Rural Juror, the Wet Bandit, third and fourth, but no fanfare is leaving the field behind. A full-length lead over AI Handshake, who's trying to make up some ground, but they will not. No fanfare with the win for Walt. Gefilte Fish charges late and ends up in second for Stefan. AI Handshake with the place for Johnny? Or is that Alex?
That's the show for Alex.
There we go. All right, that's followed by Mount Timpanogos, Ping Pong, the Rural Juror, the Wet Bandit, Amplify, Deliberate Speed, Superfluous Pizzazz. That's the only time. Both spick and span there, and I'm just noticing, I think I'm behind everybody. Yeti's Abyss got injured. What's up, Chris?
Yeah, well, hey, first, congrats to Walt. And hey, Stefan
Indeed.
on the late second place charge. Yeti's Abyss, it's a career-ending injury.
Oh,
Another one. Andrew's here. I'm sure he's gonna remind everyone that this is one of my favorite horses. And for those that don't know the story, I had made like the stats and stuff for, I think at that point it was 200 of the horses. And then I said, hey, let's make them have different colors. And then I randomly assigned the colors. So a white thoroughbred is super rare. So I decided that there would only be one white one out of the 200. And then I randomized out of the 200, and Yeti's Abyss is the one that through randomness was the white horse. And it's yeah, so
man.
perfect a coincidence that I just love it. But that'll be the last race we see her in. She can breed, so the chance at more white horses in the future is possible because of how awesome it was that Yeti's Abyss was the only white horse. When I added other horses, I didn't make any of them white. So if we get white horses in the future, it's probably going to be because they're Yeti's Abyss's offspring. But here's her career stats. She raced twice as an unowned horse and then was claimed by Andrew on day 2, who's been racing for him since. Only white horse again. And yeah, 4-year-old grade G female Five top three finishes, didn't quite get the win.
All right. Some sad news about Yeti's Abyss, but we go on.
That's
That's
sometimes
horse racing.
that's the way the ball bounces. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's head on to race number four.
All right.
Again, 10 furlongs on the synthetic track, this time males only.
And six G's. That's it.
Six G's. Three of them
They're all going to tie.
primary.
No. Oh, yeah. Chairman of the board, Eola Zybar and Clip Clop with a victory so far in their careers.
Yeah. How about Laos? Six career top three finishes, but hasn't gotten a win yet.
Nice. All right.
Right.
Maybe they can get this one. Small field, six horses back on the synthetic track, and they're off. Clip Clop, play make believe, Laos setting the pace early, followed by Iambic Pentameter, Eola Zybar, and chairman of the board. Laos now, small lead over play make believe as they go down the back stretch. Play make believe right there. Two horse race. Chairman of the board now into third. It's play make believe with the lead past the halfway point. Laos in second. Chairman of the board, Eola Zybar now at the bottom. Clip Clop and Iambic Pentameter trying to catch up. Play make believe with a small lead. Chairman of the board now catching Laos and passing Laos for second. Play make believe holding off the field now as they come down the stretch. It's play make believe followed by chairman of the board, Laos, Iambic Pentameter, Clip Clop, and Eagles All all making a late charge. It's a six horse race as we come to the finish, and it's a photo finish. It's going to be play make believe holding off the field, followed by chairman of the board, Laos, Eola Zybar, Clip Clop, and Iambic Pentameter. Very close race there late, but congrats to Nate. Another victory for him.
Congrats, Nate. Off the he's put the slow start behind him, perhaps. But yeah, got close at the end
Indeed.
and charging close there.
And it is not make believe. That is a real victory for play make believe.
All right, congrats, Nate. We're gaining on our two stakes races at the end, Jimmy. But first, here we got a sprint.
We
Six and
got
a
a
half.
shorty.
Yeah, 6.5 furlongs on the turf.
All right. And I threw three horses in this one. Regular but Friday, the Dude Abides, and the Old Elm Tree.
Yeah,
See how they do.
they drew post spots right next to each other. Maybe they can strategize.
Or
Uh,
maybe they'll distract each other. Well, this could be one or the other. No.
and then two horses that stick out to me are one is No Bagel, No Bagel with the most career prize money, and that's because it includes a stakes win in last year's Breeders' Cup meet, which was super heroic. I think that without that, uh, Andrew might have beaten. I think Andrew would have beaten Nate for the season. Uh, so the 3-year-old super heroic, No Bagel, No Bagel, and then you got Moving Picture Show with by far the most top three finishes and two career wins. Johnny's horse.
For sure. All right. Out to the turf. And they're off. It's good to see you again. Setting the pace. Take me to your leader right there. Regular but Friday now into second, but it's good to see you again. Telling the entire field it's good to see them again as he races toward the finish. 2 length lead over the field as they hit the halfway point. That's how they get you. Trying to get them. Moving Picture now up second or third. The Old Elm Tree now up into second. And trying to bring the field with him, but it's looking like it's good to see you again. Is running this race and running it hard. Full length lead over the field. It's going to be a fight for second, though, as it's good to see you again. Over a 2 horse length lead with the win. Congrats to Charlie. No Bagel, No Bagel with the late charge. Moving Picture Show now passes and gets second. The Dude Abides ends up in third, followed by Paid Actor, the Old Elm Tree. No Bagel, No Bagel, Regular but Friday, Prospectus. That's how they get you off color. And Take Me to Your Leader is the complete opposite of the leader. Congrats to Charlie again. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, hey Charlie, dominant win.
What?
That was I think that was a woo. Yeah,
Nice.
let's check out the margin here of victory. Yeah, pretty dominant there by it's good to see you again.
I feel like that's if the shot doctor made a prediction about that race, that's what he would say. He would say, "It's good to see you again. We'll lap the field just like it did."
All right, hey,
Nice.
we got Race number six, $75,000 purse. It's going to be 12 furlongs as long as they get on the dirt, which that's going to be the length of the Belmont later. But this is for G to F grade horses.
Indeed, 12 muddy furlongs here for these 7F grade horses. And
Yeah,
yeah, not
hey,
much. We'll see.
yeah. Well, they're all F grade horses,
Should be
but
a good one.
yeah, Galaxy Creation has the most top three finishes, the most money, and the most wins for Andrew out of the seventh spot, but they're all F grade on paper.
Indeed. All right. As you can see, the mud is ready and they're off. Galaxy Creation, Deep Blue Sea out to the early lead, followed by Captain Whatnot, Open Borders, Formulaic, Quarter for the Bus, and Sudden Burst is the trailer. Galaxy Creation now with a half length lead over the field. Open Borders now taken into second. Andrew in first and second. As we get to the halfway point, Deep Blue Sea in third. Formulaic now up into fourth, but it's Galaxy Creation and Open Borders setting the pace. Deep Blue Sea making it a 3-horse race. Formulaic right up there as well. It's a 4-horse race as we come around the turn. Deep Blue Sea, Formulaic, Open Borders, Galaxy Creation, all right there. Formulaic trying to pull away as we come down the stretch. Deep Blue Sea in second, but Open Borders is right there. Formulaic, Deep Blue Sea, Open Borders, all close, but it looks like Formulaic will hold off the field for Johnny. Galaxy Creation and Open Borders for Andrew with second and third, followed by Sudden Burst, Deep Blue Sea, Captain Whatnot, and Quarter for the Bus, your trailer. Congrats to Johnny. Formulaic.
Yeah, congrats, Johnny. Close race there at the end. Uh, a good one. Johnny gets the win. Andrew second and third. That's not bad.
Indeed. Nice race there in the mud. We'll stay in the mud for our first claiming race of the day as well. 9.5 furlongs. And none of us threw a horse in this one.
No, just six unowned horses.
Indeed.
A lot of H grade horses and a couple K grade. Let's see how they do.
Let's do it. And they're off. Elected to defer, Joyous Reunion, Trots, Hit by a Train, Central Bank, and Sensei all out there. Elected to defer and Hit by a Train now, along with Joyous Reunion setting the pace. As they come down the backstretch, Joyous Reunion elected to defer, Hit by a Train. 3-horse race. Trots and Central Bank trying to get close, but Sensei is the trailer. Joyous Reunion now in first. As they come around the turn, elected to defer, and Trots fighting for second, but it's Joyous Reunion in first. Elected to defer now taking the lead. Hit by a Train up into second. Joyous Reunion falls back to third, but keeps pace. 3-horse races. They come to the finish line. Elected to defer. Hit by a Train. Joyous Reunion. Who's it going to be? Hit by a Train with the win, followed by Joyous Reunion. Elected to defer. Trots Sensei overtaking Central Bank there late for fifth. Congrats to Hit by a Train. Do we have any claims, Chris?
Yeah, Jimmy, yes.
Oh,
Central Bank was claimed by Zach, and Joyous Reunion, the second place finisher, was claimed by Charlie.
all
So
right.
they're moving on up, probably gonna have nicer living conditions and stables now.
Nice.
Better nutrition and training, and the track that handles the unowned horses does a great job. But our 15
They
stable
do.
owners are really unmatched in the industry.
Indeed.
All right, hey, this is a big field, Jimmy. 19
Yeah, let's get
horses.
some practice here.
All right, 19 horses in race number eight. 8 furlongs on the dirt.
Kind of short too, so we'll see how many names we can get in here for the end. But yeah, lots of E grade horses. They're going to be your favorite. Um, yeah, just a huge field, man.
It is. Is this horse number eight or race number eight? Yes.
Yes.
All right. All right. Well, they're getting loaded into the gates then.
All right.
A lot of different owners here. You notice at the top also.
Yes.
Race. So this is a good one. A lot of eyes are on this one.
13 owners. Is that right? That looks like. All right. Huge field here.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so that's the other two of the 15 are taking the whole day off. So everyone that's participating today has at least a horse in this one, at least one in this.
All right. Taking a while to get him in the gate. They're off, though. Here we go. Such a clatter, followed by Indigo Esperanza. Frequent Flyer Miles there with the top group. A little stitious. Gadsden tied. Inclement weather now, but such a clatter trying to set the pace. Dance cards full now up into first. Inclement weather right there. Frequent Flyer Miles staying, keeping pace, but dance cards full. Trying to pull away from the field. 2 length lead over the field. Gadsden tied right there in second. Pro Skater now up in the third. Inclement weather there, but it's dance cards full race to lose as we come around the turn. Gadsden tied, making a charge, but it's still a full length lead for Dance Cards Full. Frequent Fire Miles now up into second. Rusty's Revenge overtakes them. Pro Skater now up into second and charging late towards Dance Cards Full, but it's a win for Dance Cards Full. Pro Skater with the easy place there. Grace's pick in third, followed by Evergreen Terrace, Rusty's Revenge, Froosh, Circle gets the square, Ferocity Engine, Boom, Shakalaka, a little stitious, Frequent Fire Miles, Gadsden Tide, Take a Chill Pill, Inclement Weather, 1.21 gigawatts, Such a Clatter, Citronaut, Indigo Esperanza. And since there's so many horses in the field, I also missed our injured horse in this one as well. Congrats to Nate and Dance Cards Full. And for an update on picks in the post, Chris?
Yes, and I also want to congratulate Nate. That was quite a dominant win. On Fix It in Post, I've got mediocre news. It's season ending, but at least, thank goodness, not career ending. It's the second horse that Alex has lost for the season already.
Oh, man. But at least not career ending. So they'll actually will fix it in post
They will.
and be
They'll
ready.
Fix It in Post.
And they'll be ready for next year.
They'll be back next year. Andrew notes that Grace's pick made a late charge. Let's see if we can capture that.
Indeed.
Neds Cards Full had such a huge lead that, yeah, here's Grace's pick down at the bottom.
Yeah, it was a big fight there for second and third.
And then I'll fast forward just a little here. Still way down there.
Oh
Still,
my goodness.
Dance Cards Full's about to win here. And then Grace's pick. Certainly, yeah.
Shoots up
Late
the
charge to get the show. All right.
nicely done. Nice catch there, Andrew. I mean, obviously it was your horse you were watching it,
It
but
might have been the horse he was watching.
yeah.
All right. 8.5 furlongs on the dirt, Jimmy, our other claiming race. Uh, for a higher price tag, 52,500, but there's a D grade and an E grade horse in here. So interesting horses to see in
For sure.
claims races.
For sure. I think I don't want to say a regular in claimings races, but Chips and Medallions.
I've been there before.
Been there a few times.
Okay.
Perhaps they will be claimed this time. We'll see.
We'll see.
But yeah. Out to the muddy dirt track. And they're off. Try again. Coach Cleaver, Rickety Cricket, setting the pace early. The Professor, Spoinkinator right there. Chips and Medallions rounding out our 6-horse field. Try again. In the lead. Spoinkinator right there now overtaking him. And Spoinkinator setting the pace at the halfway point. Try again, followed by Coach Cleaver, Chips and Medallions, Rickety Cricket, and the Professor. But the Spoinkinator and try again. A 2-horse race coming around the turn. Try again, trying to build a lead. Chips and Medallions, Coach Cleaver all trying to catch up. But try again, a half-length lead over the field. Spoinkinator and Chips and Medallions making a late charge. Chips and Medallions right there. Brett's got the top 2 horses right now, and it's going to be try again for the win. Chips and Medallions. So Brett, top 2, Rickety Cricket third, followed by Spoinkinator, the Professor, and Coach Cleaver. Brett would try again. Chips and Medallions, the 2 first and second place.
Yeah.
But did they get claimed?
Hey, congrats, Brett. This is a pretty big purse size and got first and second. We did have a claim. I thought there might be more interest in Chips and Medallions as a grade D horse, but one owner was happy with it. So Chips and Medallions claimed by Charlie. So that means in addition to the first and second place finish, 52,500 also goes to Brett for the claim. And just as we were talking about Yeti's Abyss earlier as the only white horse out of 200, in that same session of 200, I think it was 200 horses randomly assigned colors, Chips and Medallions is the only gray horse. I think I've added a second one since then, but that's that.
Nice.
All right.
Brett making out well there, as you said, first and second, and sells Chips and Medallions.
Yeah, to Charlie.
to Charlie.
and only 4 years old. So uh, bright future maybe in Charlie's stable. All right,
Indeed.
Jimmy, three races more.
Final. Yeah.
Yeah. The last
Three.
two are our stakes races, Met Mile and the Belmont, the big one. Uh, this one first, though, Jimmy.
Yes. This is the last allowance race. Crowd's starting to settle in. Still got the umbrellas out though, as it is a rainy night here. We've got an 11 and a half furlong race on the wet turf. And as I mentioned in the pregame, I'm going with the Quad Laser to show as my dark horse. But of course, we have my horse, Peterberg, good authority. They grow up so fast, hand grenades. Um, Chasmo 69 as well.
Yeah, yeah,
All C grade horses should be a good one.
yeah, and yeah, Jimmy, your Peterberg with 6 career top three finish, Chasmo 69 with seven. Really talented horses.
Yes, even
Uh,
Runt there, of course, D
yeah,
grade
yeah,
with three
uh,
career wins, big
stakes
ones.
race winner. Um, yeah, and most of these horses qualified for the Met Mile or Belmont. Almost all of them, but they decided to get in this one, which is a turf race. And so here we go.
For sure.
Yeah,
All right.
yield on the yielding track.
Yes. Yielding to the field. Let's get the last horse in the gate, and they're off. The Quad Laser out early, setting the pace, followed by Osmosis Jones. Fumble Rooski now in first. Chasmo 69 right there with the group. Peterberg, wind up delivery. And Peterberg takes the lead. Chasmo 69 takes it right back. And Brostradamus not far behind. Chasmo 69 in the lead at the halfway point. Peterberg overtaking him and charging to the lead, full length over the field. Fumble Rooski right there. Osmosis Jones now trying to catch Peterberg. Chasmo 69 in third. They grow up so fast now in fourth. Osmosis Jones running neck and neck with Peterberg down the stretch. It's Peterberg still setting the pace. Osmosis Moses. Even though I said Jones. Peterberg, my boy, with the win, distracting me. Osmosis Moses with the show, wind up delivery to place, followed by hand grenades. Chasmo 69, they grow up so fast. Immortal Glow, good authority checks in the middle. Broche Damas, Newsbreaker, Fumble Rooski. The Quad Laser, way down there. Infinite Wisdom, Runt, and Dominion rounding out the field. Congrats to me.
Congrats to Jimmy.
Woo!
And good race by Osmosis Moses.
Moses, man.
Hey, that's all right.
That's a couple drinks out there if they're doing the drinking game.
If you
Jimmy mess. There
drink
it
when
is.
Jimmy says
That was
Osmosis, yeah.
double right there.
All right.
Peterberg.
Yeah, congrats to Peterberg, and you were probably just looking forward to our big next races. The Met Mile, Jimmy, 20 horses in this one.
I think we're all looking forward to these.
Yes.
Penultimate race of the day, of course. The Metropolitan Handicap. Only
100,
A's, B's, C's, and D grade horses in this one. So you got a lot of talent. It's a sprint, close to a sprint at least, with
sure.
8 furlongs, not 6, but yeah, in the mud. So
In
it
the
might be a slow sprint. Although we're running fast. Is that right? Or was it wet fast?
on the dirt, we're doing wet fast.
Wet fast. There we go.
Yeah, hey, $190,000 purse. The last couple weeks have been all about the 3-year-olds, and really today is too with the Belmont, the next one. But it's the first stakes race open to those 4 and up since day one. So you got some big names and A-grade horses like Beach Carrot, Apology Accepted, and Checkmate, and then of course Sapphire Surge with 6 career wins, the 7-year-old in this one. All right, Jimmy, Met Mile.
Absolutely. Let's go. Crowd settling in, and they're off. In the Met Mile, recency bias and checkmate, setting the pace early, followed by There Is No Spoon, Lemke up there, Intention, LMNOP as well. But recency bias with a slight lead. There Is No Spoon right there, LMNOP. Checkmate now overtaking them all and taking a lead, uphill both ways up there, As If in third. And we've jumped ahead. I think I'm having some glitches here, but Checkmate setting the pace As If there. My boy Apology Accepted now into first. Recency bias in second. They're coming down the stretch. It's Apology Accepted. Recency bias As If into third. It's changing really quick. Checkmate now setting the pace, and Checkmate for the win for Alex. Recency bias to place for Charlie, and Distracted in third for Zach, followed by Beach Carrot in fourth. As If, Apology Accepted, Cafe La Food, Uphill both ways. Elemento P, La Rambla, for old time's sake, Hanging Chad, Sapphire Surge, Pocket Aces. I know you are, but what am I? She wrote Sassy Lemke, Macaroni and Cheese. There is no spoon. And Intention. There you go, Chris.
Nice. Hey, congrats to Alex.
Congrats, Alex. Woo!
And
Checkmate.
yeah, and really, really close, strong. It was anybody's race for a while. And checkmate, down here and messing around with fifth and sixth and eighth and tenth place. Uh, once she took the lead, just boom to the finish line, dominated. I did a John Madden
Absolutely.
there. I
Yeah,
said
those
boom because I didn't have
boom.
anything else to say. uh, so yeah, hey, congrats, Alex, folks. A grade horse checkmate has arrived.
There we go.
You've all been warned now. Uh,
Woo!
there's checkmate. Was that Alex?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear anyone else talking, so I didn't know if it was permissible to speak.
No, it's good, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay,
good.
okay. Sorry.
Yeah, and
I'm too excited.
Woo!
yeah, hey,
Heck yeah.
congrats. Glad you're able to join live here too. Uh, good finishes also by recency bias and distracted.
Indeed. Disappointing there for Beach Carrot. Apology accepted, of course.
All right, second
They're in
stakes
a
win.
little bit of money, at least the top six, but yeah, not that top three as we might have
And they,
expected.
second stakes win already for Alex's stable.
Awesome.
All right, here we go, Jimmy.
We
We've
got
all
one
been
more,
waiting for it.
Chris.
19 horses, and I'm pumped. $810,000 purse, and a lot of these horses took the Preakness off, so there's some well-rested ones, and there's also just a ton of talent. Loaded field. We saw an upset in the Preakness, so all these D grade horses and even the couple E grade horses, might have some hope.
For sure. I think I might have taken that a little too far, throwing 5 horses into this one. But like you said, you never know. Could have an upset.
Got to play to win.
Got to play to win. Luck of the Irish, of course. Sounds of the Void. The horses everybody's got their eye on. The Dark Crusader right there, though. WTFY the face. And Foos Picket Fence. The 3B grade horses. But should be a good one.
Yeah, I'll mention one other, Jimmy, and that's as stated, Preakness champion, upset winner. Lemke is a
Yes.
D grade horse. Won two D grade, or excuse me, won two of the Triple Crown races last year. So here we go for the Belmont. Big prize. Season
All
changer
right.
here.
Like you said, Chris, tons of talent here in the mud. Last one's in the gate, and they're off. The Dark Crusader, What the Fluff, his boy Elroy, out to an early lead. What the Fluff setting the pace. Luck of the Irish now up into the lead and building that lead. The Dark Crusader in second. What the Fluff right there. WTFY the face making a run. Unknown Artist as well, but it's Luck of the Irish running the pace right now. The Dark Crusader slowly catching, trying to catch, but Luck of the Irish hit another gear. Full 2-length lead over the field as they come down the stretch. As stated, Sounds of the Void charging late into second and trying to catch, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. It's Caitlin and Luck of the Irish with the win. Sounds of the Void trying to hold off the field for second. They do. And Unknown Artist sneaking up into third, followed by the Dark Crusader. WTFY the face, stay hydrated, dig a little deeper. OIC on the circuit. Hey, Pendle Hurst, Snacky Chan, as stated, Jeff, his boy, your nightmare. What the Fluff, anybody but Gary, Foos Picket Fence. And unfortunately, we have our third injury of the day in Up in Smoke. But before we get to that, congrats again to Caitlin, Luck of the Irish, Belmont Stakes winner.
Hey, Kaylin, she's jumping around over here. Kaylin's pumped. Dominant win by Luck of the Irish, and that's going to be Luck of the Irish's third career stakes win, joining Pernicious. Second Triple Crown race win, which is going to match Lemke and is now the all-time prize money leader. Sounds of the Void for Brett.
Wow.
The other A grade horse finished second, which is big in a Triple Crown race. That's a lot of money too. Unknown Artist with the third place finish. And I'll tell you, the random number generator is killing us.
Yeah,
We had
3 in
very-
one day, man.
Yeah, and earlier this year we had very few injuries last year. Up in Smokes is going to be career ending. Yeah,
Wow.
I know. And so here's the
Sadly
summary.
appropriate name there.
Yeah. Here's a summary on Up in Smoke. So Nate was in first place during the 2-year-old draft last year, and so took a more conservative approach and spent a lot of money. This was the horse he spent the money on. It was Up in Smoke over, or well, it was 275 grand. Uh, Also a young horse, first injury to a 3-year-old since Hansel, which was on the first day ever. Highest graded horse to ever suffer a career-ending injury. 3-year-old D grade male. So we're bummed about that, and we're bummed for Nate about it.
Ooh. So
Uh,
does the rain have anything to do with the
it doesn't.
possible uptick? Okay.
It doesn't. It's just a random number generator giving us
Nate's doing.
giving us dumber numbers than it did last year.
I'll
Um,
also apologize to Kaylin because I'm pretty sure a T slipped into her name a couple times during that crazy race. So
I
if
think you
you're
I think
if
you
that's
called
part of your
her
drinking game as well, you can
I think
you
you called her Osmosis Caitlin Jones.
know. That's it.
But hey, good catch. So yeah, Caitlin with the win. Let's see how it changes the standings because this is a big week, right? The Belmont, the Met Mile.
Absolutely. And the biggest week for a while now.
Yeah. Here's the
Yeah,
standings.
Kaylin was already up there. She's got a big lead.
She was already in first. Now it's over 400 grand in first.
Wow.
She's pumped. She's behind me, pumped. Um, and then Brett is now $1,050 ahead of Johnny. Brett did that with the second place finish in the Belmont, and that had he not gotten that claim, he wouldn't have been able to catch Johnny. Johnny got a win too, and he was in second place, so he stays up there. Alex with the Met Mile win. I highlighted before that these top four, though there hasn't been a ton of shuffling, they've been increasing their gap over 5 through 15. And so that remains the case, with Alex and the Met Mile win and all the other things that happened today. So those top four are really stables to watch. So that's that on the standings. And now I think at this point in the calendar, people start to feel like, holy smokes, the Triple Crown race winners, this is a big lead. This is insurmountable. But I'll take the opportunity to point out the Met Mile and Belmont Stakes, right, are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the sixth and seventh stakes races of the year. And yes, the Derby, Preakness, and Belmont are huge purses, right, of the first seven, and the Saudi Cup in the first seven. There are still in the latter part of the calendar a ton of stakes races left. In this 3-day stretch, there's 9 of them, and then there's on the last day of the year, I don't even remember how many, 13 stakes races on the last day of the year. So most stables are still in this. There's a
Absolutely.
lot of money in these first 7 stakes races. But then again, there are 22 more stakes races, even if some of them are smaller purses. So everyone else keep their heads up. Yeah, we'll be back at the home track, Lewis Downs, after this.
Indeed. All right. Another entertaining Triple Crown race, Chris. Very nice.
You too. You're
Good
killing it.
broadcast. And thanks everybody for joining us. Like Chris said, we'll be at Lewis Downs in 2 weeks, I believe.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yes. All right. Congrats to all our winners, Kaylin and Alex on the 2 stakes race wins. And hope you all have a good night. For Chris Lewis, I'm Jimmy Rakes. We'll see you in 2 weeks.